Good morning and happy Friday, ladies. Got my coffee here, my favorite weekday mug, which I believe was a gift from Catherine. So thank you for this, Catherine. It's my favorite for my weekdays. And it says, some predict the future, you can create your own. So today we will be talking about that. How do you create your own future? I encourage you to watch the Tony Robbins video that I just posted. Tony has been a huge influence on me and changing my life. And a quote you'll hear him say in that video is one that has been very powerful for me, and that is that the strongest force in human personality is the need to remain consistent with how we define ourselves. I'll say that again. The strongest force in the human personality is the need to remain consistent with how we define ourselves. So today we're talking about identity. We're talking about how we define ourselves. How do we see ourselves? And how, when you change the way you see yourself, you can change your life. Your future changes. So 2 years ago, I got really clear on this, and I tell you, the last 2 years of my life I've had the biggest changes that I've had my entire life. Maybe 10 years ago when I started this process of transformation is the second closest, or maybe even more change than the last 2 years. So both of those times, though, were times when I dug deep on who I was. I got very clear and realistic with who I was without sugarcoating it. I don't know if I've posted the video. I think it was David Goggins. David Goggins is another one that if you need tough love, that's where I go, to David, always to David. I think I posted a video where he talked about not sugarcoating it. Call it what it is, call yourself out on who you are right now in this moment, because until you can get clear on who you see yourself as now and how you're living your life now, and then get clear, as I'm going to help you do in the exercise we're getting ready to do, about who you want to be in your future. How do you see yourself in your future? And you notice that gap between where you are and where you're going. That is a huge, powerful realization that is incredibly important to make, so that you stop stopping yourself from making the changes that you need to make in your life to become what you really want to be. There's so much, and I'm into the self-help movement, the self-love movement, self-acceptance and all of that, but there's many things with that to me that are wrong and get us in the wrong place, where instead of becoming our best selves and self-actualizing, we justify and accept. We put it in this acceptance language, but it's really justification for keeping ourselves exactly where we are without changing anything. So there's nothing wrong with wanting to be better. There is nothing wrong with wanting to up-level, to continue to develop yourself and grow and change. I don't think that the answer to everything is just being happy with who we are and where we are and all our faults. Because ultimately I believe we're here on this earth to become our best selves, to become the best version of us that we can be, and make the world a little bit better than the way it was when we came into it. With the way that we live our lives and who we are and how we show up for ourselves and others. And we can't do that when we're just sitting back and saying everything's fine the way it is. That's just lying to ourselves. So, okay, so getting into it, self-identity. This is absolutely key to change, is starting to identify who you see yourself as, which I think watching the Tony video will help with understanding and recognizing some of the beliefs you currently have about yourself. So I want to actually give you a two-part I just came up with this now. I actually want to break this into a 2-part exercise. The first part being writing down and getting clear, allowing yourself to bring up, anything that you're not happy with yourself and in your life right now. Getting it out of your head and onto paper and saying, okay, let me get real for a minute and let me not sugarcoat, and let me just write down the things I'm a little pissed at myself for, I'm upset with myself for, the BS that I'm seeing from myself, the reason I'm in this program, the things that I was getting lazy about, whatever it might be. It doesn't just have to be with health and fitness either. You can do this with any area of your life. But write down, call yourself on your own BS, and write down those things you're not happy with. Write down the things that you believe about yourself that are not helpful. Some of those limiting beliefs of, I could never do this, I'm lazy, whatever it is, those little voices, start to identify those voices in your head that crop up when you're trying to make changes that stop you from making those changes and get you back into the negative habits that you've had. What are those voices? What are those things saying to yourself? Identify them and call them out. I do this a lot in my own life, in my journaling. Whenever I start sliding back into any kind of negative habits, if you don't identify those voices, they can wreak havoc and you don't really see them for what they are. They're not you. It is your brain trying to keep you safe, because our brains were not built to take risks and get us to become better. Our brains were built to keep us safe and secure and in familiar territory. It's survival mode. So start identifying those things that keep you stuck and write those down. After you've done that, I encourage you to do this on 2 separate days or just 2 totally different times of the day, but separate these 2 exercises. Because for this second part, which is the more powerful part and the part where I really want you to get into this positive energy, we don't want that brought down by the negative energy. So separate those 2 things. So before you get ready to do this identity shaping exercise, what it is, it's a visioning exercise. So I want you to be able to be in a positive, energetic, peaceful, happy state. So if you need to listen to some music that gets you going, if you need to go take a walk in nature, if you need to separate yourself from your family, from other people, to be in a place, put on your headphones, sit in a corner or in your bedroom, put on some soft music in the background if it's not going to distract you, but do something that gets you, like, this is my little corner here. You see, with all my pillows and my coffee, I have my journals and my power thought cards over here with me. So this is kind of like my little peaceful corner. So find a spot like that, and where you can be kind of with your thoughts and quiet. If you need to do some jumping jacks or to get yourself moving and into a positive state and get any negative stuff out first, do that. And then what I want you to do is close your eyes and allow yourself to daydream. Sit, breathe, do some 3 count in, 1 to 2 count hold, 4 to 6 count exhales. Do that maybe 3 or 4 times. Get yourself in that meditative state. And then I want you to imagine, have some fun, visualize, close your eyes and visualize 10 years from now, at least 10 years from now. And the reason I'm saying 10 years from now is because I don't want you focused on what you feel like you need to be tomorrow or in a few weeks or in a few months, because that can be very jarring and obligatory and stressful, feeling like I have to become this right away. So I want you to think 10 years out, and I want you to think and imagine that you wake up, you're starting a fresh new day. One day you just wake up 10 years from now as your best self. The you, the pinnacle of who you can be in this world, who you want to be, who you desire to be. This woman you see yourself as in your future. You wake up as her one day. What is it like? In your mind, visualize those first few moments of waking up. The first thoughts that run through your day as your absolute best self. The thoughts that run through your mind, the visions that run through your mind, what do you open your eyes and see around you? Who is laying next to you in the bed? Or are you by yourself? What do you see in your room? What do you feel? What does the bed feel like? What does the pillow feel like? What does the air smell like? Imagine all of your senses. Waking up, getting out of bed, moving through those first moments of your day. What do you do? How do you spend that first 30 minutes of your day? First hour, couple hours? What are you doing? Who are you talking to? Who's in your life? Who's around you? What are they like in this ideal world that you've created around you? How do you feel? What are the emotions running through your mind, through your heart? What does your body feel like? How does it feel like to move through your day? What kind of energy do you have? How does your body feel? How do your muscles feel? What is everything around you like? What are the tastes, the touches, the smells, the sounds? What are you hearing? What do you wake up to? As you go through, I want you to go through the entire day. What is your work like? Are you working? Are you making passive income? Are you retired? What does your life look like? What is your breakfast? What is your lunch? What is your dinner? Who are you spending time with? Who do you talk to on the phone? Who's around you? Where do you live? What are you seeing outside your window? What are the sounds that you hear? Get very vivid and allow yourself all visualizing just throughout your entire day what it looks like. Morning, afternoon, evening, and nighttime. What is your routine? How do you spend your time? This is your ideal day in your ideal self, in your ideal body, in your ideal life. Allow yourself no limitations. Pure joy. If you had everything you wanted in life, what would it look like, feel like, taste like, touch, smell, all of it? Allow yourself to go through that whole exercise. Breathing in, holding the breath, exhaling slowly, and just imagining and envisioning. And when you're done, take it all in. Let that last exhale out. And then get out your journal. My beautiful journal. Get out your journal and write down vividly. You don't have to write down every single moment of that day, but I want you to imagine you as your best self and write down the attributes, a detailed description of that woman. Who is she? How would you describe her? How does she move throughout her day? As you think about that vision, as you see that vision in your mind that you just created, write down the words that describe that woman, you as that woman. How does she feel? Is she confident? Is she energetic? Is she influential? Is she impactful? Is she strong? Is she, whatever words, allow creativity to really describe what you imagined in your mind. Is she nurturing? Is she loving? Is she caring? Write down as many descriptive words as you can about the characteristics of that woman, how she moves, how she thinks, how she acts, how she speaks to herself and others, how she interacts in the world. Write down all these descriptors. Who is she? What is she? What is her career? What is her character like? What has she accomplished? Write down the things that this woman in 10 years has accomplished, the things that she has done in her life. This is you, by the way, don't forget. This is your future self, your best self. Write down your accomplishments after 10 years, the things that you can say that you've done. As many as you want. Descriptive words, accomplishments, goals that have been actualized in any area of your life. Health and fitness, love, finances, career, personal growth, spirituality, all the areas of your life, family life, loved ones, travel, hobbies, anything that you can think of. And then, this is where it gets incredibly powerful. So now that you have that vision, we want to invoke this vision every day of your life. Every day. I'm not letting you off the hook here. Now, it can be exhausting to pull out that journal entry and read the entire thing every day. So here's how we chunk it down into a manageable size and into a way that you can do it every day without it being a lot of extra time in your day. Read throughout what you just wrote and circle the most powerful words, the most powerful affirmations, I am statements that come out of that. If you wrote down that she is powerful, that she is strong, that she is a leader, that she has accomplished $1 million net worth, that she has accomplished becoming a mother, becoming a grandmother, becoming a, whatever it is that you wrote down. The most powerful, let's start with 10 things. The most powerful 10 statements you can pull from what you said about that woman, that when you read them or when you hear them or when you say them, they just light you up. Pull those statements out and I want you to write them down as I am affirmations or mantras. I am strong. I am powerful. I am a mother. I am a nurturer. I am a millionaire. I am an author. Whatever it was that you created, those most powerful 10 statements for you, write them down. When you've written them down, I want you to do two things. One, write them on sticky notes or write them on one long piece of paper that you can stick somewhere where you'll see it every day. I have sticky notes on my bathroom mirror and I have sticky notes on my refrigerator. The refrigerator and the pantry and the cabinets, because if I go for the sweet treats at night, which once again, I don't keep in my house, but I have protein powders, shredded coconut, and things like that that could easily become massive cheats. I keep it on my fridge and my pantry and my cabinet so that I don't go into those things because I can read those I am statements and remember who I am before I go for that thing. So write them down on sticky notes, put them, on your mirrors. You can put it on your dashboard in your car. You can put it, you can take a picture of it and put it on your phone, on your screenshot on your phone. So first, I want it to be somewhere where you can see it every day while you're brushing your teeth or doing other things. And secondly, I want you to read those statements out loud to yourself. You can video yourself doing it, or you can use, I used my voice notes on my phone, and I have a voice note that says goals and mantras. And it's me reading out my affirmations to myself. I did this a year ago for the first time with the actual reading of it. I wrote all these things 2 years ago, and it has been insane how many of them have come true. But a year ago, I read them out to myself, and I did the voice note. And as I drove to work, which I'm not doing as much anymore, now I am again, now that I'm working in the gym, but I would do it in the car. Now, once I was working at home, I did it while I brushed my teeth in the morning. And I will tell you, when I do it consistently day to day, my life is more powerful and the things that I accomplish are greater. And when I put it away and I don't do it on a daily basis, I accomplish less, it's not as present in my mind, and I allow myself to slack off more. So I really want to encourage you that for the last 2 weeks of our program together, that you will do this and you will listen to this every day, whether you have to put headphones on while you're brushing the kids' hair, or while you're brushing your teeth, or while you're driving somewhere, whatever it is, or while you're taking your walk, or while you're doing your workout. It is incredibly, there is a difference between the powerful, goal-oriented videos I've been posting for you and that you might have been listening to on your own in the morning, and then listening to your own voice tell you who you are as your best self. There is a difference. And I will tell you, if you don't believe some of those things right now, that you say them and you're kind of rolling your eyes like, well, that hasn't happened, and I'm listening to myself say it as if it's happened. First of all, when you do it, when you read it out loud, I want you to be in a state, in a positive belief state. So once again, if you have to listen to some music, do some jumping jacks, do it after a workout, do it in a time where you feel most powerful and most positive, I need your voice to be saying that to yourself like you believe it. So that's really important, because when you hear yourself say it, and y'all, I mean, there are some things that I still haven't accomplished that I listen to, and one of them, ones that kind of makes me cry when I listen to it. And the way I said it, I was like on the verge of tears when I said it, and it was, I am a New York Times best-selling author. It still gives me chills when I hear it. And so that's what I want you to do, is this is 10 years out. This is you as your best self. These things, a lot of these things have not happened yet, and you're not living them yet. But I want you to say it with conviction, that when you hear it, it gives you goosebumps. It makes you, it gives you chills. It makes you excited about who you're becoming. Because when you hear yourself saying it like that, it will put you right back in that state of belief. And it is incredible how many of these things 1 year ago I said that I didn't believe yet, that have come true. And now when I hear them, I literally tear up, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I had to really push to say those things, and I didn't believe them yet last year, but now I'm living it. You know, being a full-time coach, what were some of the other things? Oh my gosh, there's so many, like, now that when I hear them, I'm like, becoming a pro athlete. I mean, it's incredible to hear myself say those things and to see what's come true, because when you hear yourself saying this on a day-to-day basis, it puts you in that new identity, and now the way you move throughout your life is different, because the way you describe that person and how that person moves about her day, you just naturally start moving about your day in the same way. And one of the things that will happen for you almost immediately in the first week that you do this, you'll realize, wow, there are a lot of these things that I can start implementing right now. I don't have to wait for a thing to happen or for an accomplishment to happen for me to act as if, for me to move throughout my day and put in thoughts, beliefs, words, and actions that this person will live, that me as this person will live later in life. I can do that now. There's no reason I can't do that now. And you start doing the things that you know that this person does in their day-to-day life. You look around and you say, hey, you know what? There's no reason why I couldn't start implementing some of these things now. So that's my challenge to you going into week 5, that over the weekend or Monday is a great day to do it, or today being Friday. So do this. I'm challenging you to get this done before Tuesday, before our call on Tuesday. I want you to write down, do the visioning exercise, write down those powerful, descriptive words about who this person is, who you are as your best self. Take 10 of those and create your mantras, and then record yourself saying them and write them down on sticky notes and put them in your house, and start listening to yourself saying it every day. Cheers to completing week 4 and being on your way to week 5 and getting your results. And I look forward this weekend to seeing your check-ins. So remember to check in Sunday morning. You could do it tomorrow if you want to. You can check in early tomorrow, or you can wait until Sunday morning. But I'm looking forward to your check-ins and your success and cheering you on. You can do this. Happy Friday. Onward and upward to your best self.